Hi, you're thinking, wow, okay, you look rough. Yeah, I do. Today is August 11th. My voice, oh my god. If you've stayed caught up on the vlogs, you know that August 12th is an important day. It's the day my book goes to my proofreader. It's the day the book needs to be done. So it's 4 p.m. It's 4 p.m. I woke up at 5 and I've been working on the book since I woke up. Did that today, did that yesterday, did that the day before. And finally this afternoon I sent the book off to my proofreader and I was like, I'm sending this to you early, so I stopped messing with it. It's done, it's gone, she has it now, out of our hands. Once she sends it back, obviously I'm gonna have to go through and like accept any changes that she offers. But her expected turnaround is 2 weeks, so that's 2 weeks that I am just like absolutely not gonna look at this, not gonna think about it, just like a full actual break from this book. Because every time in the past that I've said I'm taking a break from this book, I didn't really. I was still thinking about it, I was still tinkering with it. It was like every other day I would still go back to it, but now I truly cannot change anything about it because she has the book. So I'm looking forward to that. This final proofread process was actually, this is the first time I've ever done it this way, and it was awesome. So I formatted the book in vellum and then I just sent it to the Kindle email address so I could just have it directly on my Kindle. And then you can make notes in here as you're reading. You can highlight and like make notes. So I read through the entire book that way and just like made all of my little notes, so I never lost that flow. And then once I was done, I went back to the manuscript and I went through and made all of the changes. Ended up adding stuff, cutting stuff, and this is, mind you, after I've already line edited, already copy edited, already cut crutch words. Like I've already done so much editing on the line level, and then I like still can't help myself, so I was still like tinkering around with things. I did find some truly just typos, but then I was also still like, no, we're still gonna delete that whole sentence. I still want to move this. Like I was still doing beyond just proofreading things because I can't help myself. I think with the things that I added and the things that I cut, I ended up still cutting a good like 300 words. So the book ended up being about 104 and 500 words. And then I ended up also going through and editing the first 2 chapters of book 2 because I'm going to include those as a sneak peek at the end of book 1. So the full document that I just sent to my proofreader was like 107K. Honestly, it feels like it snuck up on me. Like now time is moving really quickly and we're getting like really close to release, and I'm stressed. To be honest, the past like week I have been in such a bad headspace with this book, and like this happens, it comes and it goes, and I know that I go through this with every book. It's just like, maybe it's because it's been so long since I've released a book. It's been like a year. The last time I had a book come out was October of last year. So maybe I like forgot how bad it can be. But man, the doubt that I was having with this book, like I would like proofread one page and then I would set it down because I was like, I can't even look at this anymore. I hate it so much. Like I read this book so much that I'm sick of it. It was like I couldn't decide, is it because I've read this book so much that I'm sick of it, or is it really this bad? Does it really suck this much? I haven't put the pre-order up yet. I haven't announced it yet officially. Like, do we even want to move forward with it? Do we even want to publish it? This thing fucking sucks. For like days at a time I felt that way, and it was just like, it was rough. And I kind of had to sit with myself for a moment and be like, okay, so right now that's how I'm feeling, but I have been working on this book technically since 2021, but like non-stop for like a year now. Like if I can't trust myself right now in the mood that I'm having right now, I need to trust that I would not have put a full year of my life into this. Like I need to trust past me and every decision that she made leading up to this, and like every change that she was so sure about, and there were times that she felt so good about the book. Like I need to trust that everything that I've done in the past year, like this is book 11 too. You've done this so many times. Like you knew what you were doing. You cannot let this mood hold this much weight. With that said, you know, we're gonna publish it, and I'm really nervous about it. I'm really nervous if people are gonna like it. I think part of it is coming from the Marionettes books, which are fantasy, and they're like so fast paced, and they have these plot twists, and they're violent and bloody, and there's like these crazy things happening. And then I come to this little small town romance, and yeah, just going through this proofread, I was like, is this boring? Or am I just used to like explosions happening and people getting their heads ripped off? Like, I think that's been like the #1 thing that's really been killing my confidence and making me doubt myself, is like, what if people think this is boring? That is my biggest fear. So we're gonna push ahead. We've done the best that we can. We've already done the work. I was literally going through this proofread thinking about developmental things, like wondering, should I change this? Should I rewrite this whole section of the book? Like, we are past that. We cannot do that right now. And the fact that I had those things popping up for me and those thoughts popping up for me during a proofread was worrisome. I kept having to talk myself out of like pushing things back so I could continue to edit and tinker with things on the developmental level. We cannot. This is why I say so often, a lot of times things will never feel done, and you could continue tinkering with one book for the rest of your life. You will continue to find things to change, trust me. At some point you just have to decide it's done and stop. And I have hit that point. It's done. I have to force myself to stop. So that's where I'm at. I'm grateful to be done with it now. I'm happy to be done with it now. Highly recommend the Kindle method though for proofreading. I did catch so many typos this way, and as soon as I saw them I was like, how? I've reread the scene a million times on my laptop. How have I not seen that before? That's so freaking obvious. It's so helpful. So now that this is off, I'm wrapping up a client book. I actually pretty much finished it on Friday. It's a manuscript evaluation, but I didn't want to send it to her on Friday because I wanted to like give myself a moment to breathe and actually like rest and go back and read through the edit letter that I wrote for her with fresh eyes, like tinker around with it. So on Monday, I'll go back through, read through everything, make sure the feedback is coming across the way that I want it to before I send it over to her. I always worry things are gonna come off harsher than I want them to. And I always want my editing letters to be like as encouraging as possible. And I feel like sometimes my tone doesn't come across the way I want it to in writing, the same way with like text and stuff. So that's kind of always why I don't immediately send back feedback. I give myself a few days to go back to it and read through it with fresh eyes to like make sure nothing comes across like in a discouraging way. So I'm not going to change the content of it. I might just like change the delivery of it. It's not a specific case with this client. I do this with every client. How you deliver the information, I feel like is just as important as the information that you're delivering. So we're going to send that back to my client. And then for the next 2 weeks, while I don't have this book, I have kind of put book 2 on pause. I haven't really written much for it. I've added maybe 5,000 words in the past like week or two. And I pretty much made that decision a while ago that I needed to just focus on finishing book 1, and then I would get back to it once book 1 was done because I would have way more time and way more headspace for it. I think I'm at like 45K, maybe like 48K, somewhere in there. And then we're getting ready for all of the release stuff for book 1. So I started reaching out to art creators, influencers, making those lists and everything, making all of the content I'm going to be posting for release week. I have this whole like calendar plan of like what I'm going to post every day. So I'm just trying to get ahead of it and make a lot of this content ahead of time so I can just schedule it and have it ready to go. And I emailed both of my cover designers today with the final page count, because even though it's going off to my proofreader and I'll still have to implement those changes, I don't think that's going to change the page count. So as soon as I get those 2 cover files back to me, I'm planning on ordering a copy of each so I can have the covers and like see how I like the formatting in person for both of them, because they're going to be slightly different with the formatting. And then also so I can like have a physical thing to show in videos. So I'm actually going to get them printed with the version that I have now, not the fully proofread version that I'll get back from my proofreader, if that makes sense. And I think that's it. I think those are all the updates. Yeah, if you missed the announcements I've posted recently on the community tab over here, one, the spares sale for Luna and Lore, the special editions, those editions are live. You can get a perfect set, and then they also have the imperfect sets for a discount. And then also I have opened up the sign up form if you would like to join my hype team. It's basically just to help me spread the word when exciting things happen, help participate in the cover reveals and all that kind of stuff. You get the information and to see reveals and stuff before anybody else, and you also get access to ARC signups and PR box signups before anybody else. So if you want to join my hype team, I'll have it linked down below. It's really like a, I want to say like optional thing. I'll send the things out, and if you want to help me share them, it would be really helpful and I would really appreciate it. But it's like, it's not, I'm not gonna hunt you down. It's like zero pressure. And if you're interested in getting an ARC of Gracie's book, those signups will go live August 25th. So we'll share about those when that is live. I obviously haven't really been posting over here. It's been a crazy time, and I haven't really felt the desire or had the energy to do this either. I think that's all I have for you. I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update because it's been a few weeks. Hope you guys are all doing well. Is this the end of the video, or will I film some more clips and turn this into a vlog?